Boom, and we're on. Welcome. This is going to be a logic breakdown of my song Upside Down, of which I have produced and attempted to mix and so on and so forth. So I just thought I would go through it and see if there's anything that I can give from this enterprise. So my brother actually kind of coerced me into writing something. It had been a long time since I've written something. So I needed to break the rut. He's going through a lot at the moment, and he just had an intuition of like, look, you got to start writing originals again. And hence this song. So this is basically from him and for him. Let's just take a listen, and then I guess we'll just go from there. Here we go.
Crawl over time has turned to a stand. A walk in my mind, then I turn and ran. Burn every trace of what I was. I need to see what lurks beneath my thoughts. Oh, my thoughts.
All right, let's stop there. So, for those of you who have a keen ear, there was some crickets. The meaning of this is to portray the amount of people who will be listening to this song. Not a morbid thing, but look, I just wanted some crickets in there. There wasn't really any meaning behind there. I just liked the sound of it. And then the rest of it, look, and I'm not a guitarist, so basically I just used E major and E minor, which is very simple on a guitar. It's literally two chords that are right close to each other, and so I picked them. And they sound good. They sound good next to each other.
Crawl over time has turned to a stand.
We've got some stuff going on with the vocals. If I can just pull that up. General stuff like compression, EQ, a bit of reverb here. There's not massive amounts going on.
Walk in my mind, then I turn and ran.
I've got some backing vocals that sort of come in.
Turn and ran.
And just a forewarning, some of the harmonies might be out of tune. I got a little lazy and probably didn't get them on pitch as much as I would have liked, but they sound all right. So I've got some backing vocals. I've obviously got some guitar here, which I've sort of chopped up and made sure it's in time. And then I do have some grit down here, which is just adding a little bit of
walk in my mind, then I turn and ran.
Just a bit of oomph. And then some stomps. Yeah. This is from, if you're interested, Jacob Collier put out a free thing. Jacob Collier, if you don't know who he is, get onto him because he's pretty magical. This is from Contact. There's a whole Contact. There's a bunch of stuff in Contact, but this is one of them. He kind of had a free. You got some choir. Where's the stomps? Oh yeah, the piano's playing as well. But you got a bunch of cool stuff in here. The stomp I really like, so I just put it in to add, again, some oomph. We want lots of oomph with this song. So let's just zoom back out. And then the only other thing in the intro was a little bit of ambience, build. Adds a bit of air. Builds up. That's pretty simple. And then there's a little thing here, which I like. I like that a lot.
Turn and ran.
I just have a bunch of sounds that I've just gotten online, and just scrapes, crunches, whooshes. I love this stuff, honestly. Foley. I don't know why, but it's so satisfying. I think this is what I used. Pretty sure that's what I used. There's just there's a lot of cool stuff in here. So I used it. And then what do we got? We got some tambourine.
Boys, I need to see what lurks beneath my thoughts. Oh, my thoughts.
Nice. Oh, yeah. And then some riser guitar. Again, this is just a little sound that I got online.
Lurks beneath.
I think it's called freesounds.com or something. Pretty simple like that. This is cool. I like this. Just a build up.
War's been giving me all kinds of hell.
Now, yeah, we're starting to build, starting to get somewhere. We got some brass coming in. I just played this in on my keyboard. Yeah. And then we got some bass, sort of. I think it's just a single note. Fat bass.
War's been giving me all kinds of hell.
Okay, yeah, this is my vocals. I sidechained it to the kick, I'm pretty sure. That's why it's on its own, it sounds a little bit strange. Does sound a bit strange.
Oh, myself.
Maybe I missed that. But no, it's supposed to sidechain with the kick, so it doesn't get in the way of the kick. The kick has enough room, which in this case is the Collier, Jacob Collier stomp. Yeah, so each time the stomp happens, it sort of ducks under, gets out the way, gives it some room to really punch through. And then...
living life behind this fear and doubt.
And then all of this sort of ambience type stuff all together. We don't want to turn that up too loud. I love doing this sort of stuff. It's very satisfying. Yeah, that was, I think I got the organ. Now it's audio. So I bounced it to audio, but that tremolo effect, which sort of pans it left to right, and then I just automated it. Which I guess I could go through, but I don't want to go on too much of a tangent with minute things. And then...
I've been living all this upside down. Upside down.
Yeah, okay. And then I've got the fills over here because I wanted to process them differently. I like that. Yeah, I think I was just messing around on the guitar. Look, I can do simple things like that, but that's the extent of my guitar capability, so it worked.
This ain't at all what it seems. I've been trying to get out of this dream. There's always been two sides of the truth.
Little bass line there. Now, I actually did play this bass. I've got a bass over there. You can't see it. I don't know why I pointed to it. Now, again, the bass might be a little shoddy, but let's see on its own. Yeah, I like that bit. Glad I got that.
Sides of the truth.
And then we've got some like keys type stuff here. This marimba is so messy. It's like, it's just kind of, I don't know, just disorienting. I kind of liked it, so I kept it. Any more things?
Oh, what it seems. I've been trying to get out.
Yeah, fairly simple. I've kind of layered a drum kit, like a virtual drum kit, with some stomps and claps from Jacob Collier. And then, what's this thing? Oh yeah, just add a bit of crash. Nothing too extraordinary.
Sides of the truth. We never see the dark side of the moon.
Oh yeah, and then this comes in. Where did I put this? Choir. Choir? Yeah, choir. I don't know why it's called stomp, but it's choir. Again, Jacob Collier. So I've automated the volume to sort of sit in the background. Yeah, and then got some like moon type vocals. I actually really like that. If I don't say so myself. Yeah. Sort of strips away everything. Oh yeah, and then this thing. If I unpack that.
Yeah.
I didn't know I did the yet in there.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't know that was in there. Can't even hear it. Okay, so finally some different chords. Oh, don't you tie me to the ground. E, G, A. The G, because this is in, I want to say E major, because it's that if you are interested in the chord theory. The first part of the progression was E major and A minor, which is, what did I play first? What's the first?
Crawl over time has turned to a...
Yeah, so I played E major first, which would imply that the A minor is a minor 4 chord, which, if you don't know, is a very tender chord. But in the chorus, where sort of the A and the E are in E major, but the G sort of comes out of nowhere. I liked it, so I just did it. And then, yep.
This ain't it all.
We've done that.
Don't you tie me to the ground. 'Cause
Now, this, admittedly, is... I played it on the piano. I tried playing it on guitar. I'm not a guitarist, so I tried to... It's a cool sound, so I just stuck with it. Yeah, like that sounds pretty fucking awesome. I just used the pitch bend. Was just messing around with that. And yeah, as I say, on the music video, I'm playing the guitar, but I'm not really playing the guitar. You know, insider knowledge, exclusive. So there you go.
'cause I need to show you what I found. This life lives from the inside out.
Really hear the choir coming in.
'Cause I've been seeing upside down. Been feeling so tired.
Again, this stuff does make a difference. Yeah. Just adds a bit of movement, adds a bit of momentum. only other thing here really was... Oh, I've opened too many things here. Boom. I'm just going to neaten everything up. I try and stay as organized as I can. Otherwise, it just gets too gnarly. Yeah, so we got some organ and stuff, just adding some high end to the mix. And then here we go. Then we're into the second
Feeling
verse.
so tired to desire, cause they really seem to...
Oh yeah, I guess this is notes, by the way. Pretty useful. Yeah, the lyrics yeah, it kind of came from my, I guess, fight with desire. That just sort of triggered that. Because I just fall into compulsive behaviors a lot. And so this is just, I guess, a song to try and represent my plight with that. Yeah, I guess I'll just let the lyrics sort of speak for themselves here.
Tired to desire, cause they really seem done. Being so piously defiant, I find the more they will come. Craving these sensations is the way that I run. I need to transcend this before I'm done.
Okay, all right. So there's it's very sort of stripped back, so there's not too much going on. There's some stomps again, and some guitar, a little bit of backing vocals, just with these,
Really seem done.
just those sort of phrases to add a little bit of
Or
something.
they will come.
Yeah. I've taken a lot of the low end because I want that to be from the main vocal. This is just to add a little bit of something to those phrases. And then the choir comes in. God, I love that choir. Yeah, I've obviously automated the volume there as well. Now this chord, if I'm not mistaken, is a C minor 6. Oh dear, that's coming through the electric guitar. This is to lead us to a G. So we're actually doing a little bit of a we're modulating keys, and we're doing the same thing. We're doing E and A, and now we're doing the same thing, G and C minor. So it's the same progression, just up a minor third. So just put everything up. And so to set up going to G major, I've introduced a C minor, which leads in a minor 4 to a 1, is a nice voice leading. There's a lot of tension here because that's still coming in over the E major and A minor. Let me know if you know any chord theory, if this is landing at all, but
Need to transcend
sort of
this
feels uneasy
before I'm done.
and then resolves.
This ain't it all what life is.
Got more movement with the
just
drums.
spread alone. There's no way to live. I can't hold on to all this fear and doubt for anything new. Something's gotta give.
And then I do the same thing. I move up a minor third and do B flat to E flat minor. So I use the same thing, and it just gives it more energy. Along with some other things, pardon me, with some drummy type stuff. Let's solo that out. Now, again, this could be off beat quite a bit, but let's see. That's me beatboxing. Okay, there's a bunch going on there. Yeah, so I was beatboxing this, which there's some processing on there, obviously. And then that didn't sound like enough on its own, so I helped it with this part. just to elevate it, I guess. Got some choir being introduced, got some bass. Sounds kind of happy on its own. Yeah. Welcome to Bunnings Warehouse. No. Yeah, so that's that. And then all together.
Or I'm done. This ain't it all.
Shaker there.
What life
Tried to point at the screen like you
is
see
just
my
spread
finger.
alone. There's no way to live. I can't hold on to all this fear and doubt for anything new. Something's gotta give. I don't know who I am.
Right, and to lead us into the void is this electric guitar. Oh yeah, and so this is my haphazard way of trying to extend that note. Sounds pretty shoddy on its own, but in the mix it... so I just sampled that part of the guitar and just repeated it a bunch, so because it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do, so that's what I did there. And it sounds like this.
Something's gotta give. I don't know who I am or what I could become. I don't know my
Oh yeah,
path.
and this is pretty cool. I did a... Where is it? Was it in here? Let's see. So this was on the guitar actually, but I've obviously panned it left, panned it right, panned it left. I like the effect. And then, yeah, I'm just arpeggiating the chords, which in this case was B flat to E flat minor. Again, just add more movement.
I don't know who I am or what I
I guess a slower arpeggiation.
be done. I'm looking upside down. Holding on too tight to what I think I know. And I know that
Again,
I know.
I use the same sort of rising motion that I used at the start here, because why not? So all of this sort of ambience, you'll get a sense for how important it can be. And I like this sort of, what do you call it? Projector. It was on the actual, oh, okay, never mind. Anywho, it's a projector. I like that effect. And then I've just, yeah, this thing kind of. Yep, pretty cool stuff.
I know that I can't really know. Oh, don't you?
Yeah, buddy. Okay, and then this guitar feedback is adding a lot. What was the other one I was getting? Something else.
Know.
What was that? It's just the guitar? Wait a second. Hold on. Oh, this thing. Yeah, this was something, again, I got from the electric guitar preset. And then I just had a note. And I had to just repeat the audio a bunch of times.
I can't really know. Oh, don't you tie me.
Boom. And then we get into some harmonies. So I process the low harmonies different from the high harmonies. So I put them in a separate bus, which just means a bus is just a group of tracks that you can process all together instead of just processing them individually. So as an example, this has got, I'll just show you the difference in the sound first. doesn't lend itself to the song very well. I should have probably cut that out, honestly. But okay, it sounds pretty good in the mix, but there's some off notes in there. This is what I was worried about. I did not go over my vocals. I should have done. Just in the middle there. Anywho, in the mix it doesn't sound too bad, but
Don't you tie me to the ground, 'cause I need to show you what I found.
yeah. So to add a lot of good stuff. I don't know what the words are. Yeah, add a lot of grunge, grit. Adds a lot to the chorus. I didn't have this on the first chorus, so it's a little bit new.
Don't you tie me to the ground.
And the chords are the same. It's the same type of chords, just in a different key. So B flat, C sharp to D sharp, which was the same as E, G, A. It's just in a different key. So
'Cause I need to show you what I found. This life lives from.
some cool things going on in the drums. Might as well. Again, kind of not on the grid. Being on the grid is overrated. Again, that's from Jacob Collier. Again, kudos to him for setting this up. Yeah, you don't want to be on the grid too much here, otherwise it just sounds robotic. So it's somewhat purposeful. And then, yeah, some of these fills. Some I played in live, I kind of had to edit it to make sure it was not too off the grid. You want to find good balance there, otherwise it just sounds like you're a crap musician, which might be the case, honestly. But I'll let you be the judge of that.
Oh, I've been singing upside down. Oh, don't you tie me to the ground, 'cause I need to show you what I found.
Yeah, I really gave myself to these vocals here. I was really feeling that.
You tie me
Yeah.
to the ground.
Really, I was feeling that at that moment. I remember that.
'Cause I need to show you what I've.
And then with the backup vocals, let's see how this sounds. Come on, don't be shit.
Oh, don't you tie me to the ground. 'Cause I
need that one. I like
to
that.
show you what I found.
That's still a little out of key. I'm gonna be honest. I'll learn for next time. But again, in the mix, it's not as important. And I guess there's a little lesson there of don't get too hung up on the small things, which I can take my own advice there. Sometimes I get in the weeds with this sort of stuff and it blocks the flow. So there's always a balance between, wanting something to sound good and on point and very precise, and then letting things be shit for a while and then address them later. And I should have addressed it later, but I didn't. So hence being a little out of key. Let's continue. And there's some little fills in. I think it was with the jazz organ. Oh yeah, and I yeah, and I sidechained this again, which means to get out of the way of something, like the volume to duck under the kick. Pretty common technique with a lot of things. And so that's what that's doing. And then again, some little solo-y bits with this guy. Oh yeah, and I added some chords with the electric guitar as well, just to add a bit of something. Nice. All right, and then all in the mix. And that's the song, basically. I don't know how in depth I should go with these things. Like, I could use some feedback with this sort of stuff. Like, do you know how the chords work together? Are you interested in logic or producing in general, and want me to, deep dive a little bit into how I organize things, or even the amount of time I've spent on like shortcuts and getting workflow is unbelievable. How much time I've spent with that. I've always almost been obsessed with it at one point. I'm not that like that now, but it's helped tremendously, and I would recommend getting organized and getting the workflow as seamless as you can. If there's any technical blocks that come in the way of you getting your ideas down, it's just it's a block. It's hard to overcome that. So I would recommend that. Yeah. So let me know how you feel, how this landed for you. That would help me a lot, and I hope this helped you. I hope you liked the song. If you haven't checked out the song, I would recommend it. It's on my channel, and it would help me out a lot. Being a somewhat small musician, I haven't put that much into advertising or anything at this point. But look, I'm looking to do so, and if you like the content, then please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.